right, hi, this is Anakin, and welcome to the beginning of a new series for our channel. We're going to be playing Manor Lords. Now, in the past, I have sort of shied away from the very popular games. That may sound crazy, but this is not an income source for me. This is just a joy. This is something I do to give back to the gaming community and pay back to the folks who've helped me along the way, who've put in their time and effort to make guides and to do tips and whatever. Way back when it was, just written form before we did all the videos, and even with the video stuff, to help me become a better player. And I just try to pass that along to everyone else. And so a lot of these very popular games have a lot of people making videos on them, and I didn't feel like I could contribute anything. But I thought about this one, and I thought, I kind of miss my buddies out there in the internet world who make comments on the videos, and we kind of keep in touch that way. I miss communicating with everyone because I've been, kind of taking a long sabbatical from making videos. And I thought, well, shoot, let's just play. I'm going to play this game anyway because I really like it. And let's just make some videos and go. So we'll start with something a little weird for a YouTube content creator. I'm going to praise another YouTube content creator, a guy called Strat Gaming Guides. Excellent player of Manor Lords, really understands at a beautiful level the mechanics of this game, and I've actually watched a couple. I'm not a big video watcher, but I've watched a couple of his videos to learn about this game. So he has in somewhat cases just confirmed what I was coming to as a conclusion for how to play, and that confirmation bias, we all seek that. But I've also learned things from him that I just didn't know at the time. So thank you, Strat Gaming Guides, for being very helpful and contributing to making me a better player. So let's just see if we can all become better players of Manor Lords. And that means on this channel, that means make comments, please. I like to see a lot of comments, good, bad, or indifferent, as long as they're respectful. Fire away, even if you say, geez, Anakin, you really messed that up. And as soon as they're disrespectful, you won't be making any more comments. But keep it respectful, and we'll all make comments and help each other become better players. And I'm just going to enjoy playing this excellent game. It is early access. There's a lot of missing functionality, but the functionality that is there is fairly deep and well done, and just makes for a nice game. It's sort of a combination, in a way, of Banished and Total War. That's two games. I've played both those games, just a little bit of Total War, a fair amount of Banished. And the Banished part really comes through for me when I watch this. Now, you can customize your character, and the first thing we want to do is give him a proper name. Whoops. There we go. And I have to admit that this guy here is probably the closest one to how I look. Sad as that may be, but that extremely handsome fella right there will represent me, and I am going to be, I'm usually always blue, but I'm going to be green. We're going to have this, you can kind of customize this any way you want. We're going to have the plain background, and we're going to be green, and we're going to come down here. There's one that's a dragon. We will be the dragon. That looks very much like my old school dragon, so beautiful. So we are the dragons. Anakin, let's go. Now, there's basically three scenario templates you can play. You can play this Rise of Prosperity, which turns off the warfare, and basically it's just a city builder. But it's sneaky hard because the warfare is actually one of the best ways to make revenue in the game. And this takes it away from you, so you just build the town. And it would be a good thing to play if you like to chill out and play. You don't want to worry about the warfare. You're more interested in the city building and the economics, and you just try to grow your settlement up and make it a large town. This middle one's sort of the half and half. This one has a balance of the two, the economy and the military, the city building military, and that's the one we're going to play because we do want some military in it. We want to see how that works. And then this one over here on the edge there's just a ton of enemies. It's a very aggressive, very hostile environment. We're not ready to go there yet. We could do this. I'm fairly certain we could do this and survive and get the job done, but We're not going to go there yet. We're going to play right here where I think most people would play, in the middle area. So the idea here is there's 8 territories or 8 regions on the map we're going to play. And this Restoring the Peace, 2 of those regions have been claimed by this Baron who's off map. His main castle somewhere else, but he's come into this land. We are going to have 1 territory here. Our job is to, at the end of the day, have all 8 regions under our control. That's what we're going to try to do. And so let's just leave it at that. We'll just leave all the default settings. Now here, the difficulty for each one of these 3, you can change them more and more to make them more or less difficult. We're going to go with the default settings. We don't want it too easy, and we don't want to be ridiculously hard at this point. We could go there later. So let's play this one. Now, as I said, it's like Banished and Total War, so it's got a city building, economy, survival kind of element to it, and it's got a warfare element as well, which is very, very nice. All right, so build up your town, your manor, and when ready, press claims towards regions owned by your opponents. Once a claim has been pressed, be ready for battle. I'll unite these lands. Yes, I will. Okay, now we start with a little homeless tents thing. Our folks are living in tents down here, and so here you can see that we have 1 ox, 1 hitching post. The ox is used to haul these heavy timber. Everything else can be carried by hand or by hand cart by our folks, but we need the ox to haul the timber, which is the main building resource for virtually everything you build in the game. So let's see which one we drew. We drew this kingdom up here. You could start a different one every time we restart this. Here's the 2 regions our rival, soon-to-be enemy, has claimed, and all the rest of them are up for grabs. And the map, very quickly, you're going to see the map. The regions will have 1 or 2 of these crowned resources. Every one of them will have 5 resources. They'll have berries and iron and wild animals, clay and stone. And the typical one will have 2 high rich deposits, like in this one it's berries and iron, and the other 3 are just normal enough to get by kind of things. And 1 or 2 of them will have just 1. Let's find it. Like here we go. This guy here, he has good stone, but the rest of them are normal, and he will almost certainly have good fertility. So there's another resource, which is basically the ability to farm. So if we go to construction and pull up this overlay and go Emmer's basically wheat. You can see that. Oh shoot. You can see that this guy here is very fertile, right? But if we go look at ours, we'll probably have almost nothing. Which one is ours? I don't remember which one ours is. Oh yeah, over here. Yeah, but we saw that one was very fertile. Ours will have very, very low fertility. Yeah, a little bit. You know, it goes 1, 2, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, or the minuses. The minuses are very low for fertility. We could, you could do a little bit of wheat on this map if you really wanted to. Flax, nothing, but you can see good fertility over here. Barley, nothing. Barley's used to make, is converted into malt in an industry and then made into beer, which or ale, which you really do need as your cities get bigger. We actually could do rye, but I don't even think rye is in the game yet. So basically, we've got a no farming zone, but there's a good farming zone right here. If we wanted to, get into that, we could go from here and try to get this one and set up farming here, because you can see it just has the 1 rich where we have 2. Now, the other key thing is you like to see your animals and your berries, that's your early food, close together and close to your starting place. And this is a nice one because we can kind of start our settlement right in here and get off to a pretty quick start by having our settlement, initial build right in here, and have these two food sources running in, and this should be a very good one for us. And the wild animals will be helpful, that we can do some things with that. The wild animals create meat, and we get meat and hides from them, and the hides can be converted into clothing, and that's going to be very useful, and I think that's going to be part of our strategy, given that we have that good initial source. And is this the Kingdom Road right here? I think, yeah. These existing roads are the Kingdom Road. Those are the roads. Well, I don't know if this is considered the Kingdom Road. I think it is. I think anything that is already there before we start is the Kingdom Road, and that means we can do trade off of that Kingdom Road, because traders will pass by. So that'll be useful. So we'll work our way to this, and I see our city being right here. So what we got to do, first thing we want to do, we have supplies on the ground. We have 20 bread, we have 20 firewood, 20 stone, and 10 tools. Tools, by the way, are not implemented yet. I mean, you can make them, you can trade them, but they don't actually, you don't have to have them, which I think, I suspect that'll change. You probably have to have them, a la Banished, where you have to have the tools or people are less efficient working. Here's our lumber supply. We start with 8 timber, and we've got 1 hitching post with the ox, and the ox is important because it carries the timber, wherever we need it. And everything else can be carried by hand, whether by hand cart, by our people. But we need the ox to drag timber around, and timber is a very important building ingredient. So I'd like to set this up kind of like, I'm seeing our main production area right here. So our warehousing and our industries will go right here, centrally located between our 2 food sources. So we'll have a granary to store the food. And then I think we can do our initial wood cutting. I'd like to do it away from this, but I don't want to have to haul it too far to start. So I think we'll put wood cutting right in here and try to clear out this area, take advantage of these trees here. We don't want to get too close to the animals, because if we start cutting into their trees, they'll eventually move, and they might migrate to another spot. And if they migrated like way over here, that would not be a good thing at all. So we want to keep them close. We want to keep them reproducing right in this area where we can hunt. So let's lay out what we would want this to look like. We would want to be able to do a logging camp, I think right here to start with. And then I think we're going to want, the main thing to me is where we're going to put our storage. We're going to put, let's have a road that goes maybe up like this. Let's just run it right out to the edge of the forest here. And then that's going to put, that'll work. And we'll put our granary right here, and right next to it we'll put our storage. So this is going to be our warehousing section and our industries around it. That should be great. We'll have our little settlement, our actual village will be right down here. So the first thing I want to get done is to get these 2 things built so that we can, we'll have to haul some timber up there, build those, and get people assigned to start picking stuff up. So let's just start with that for now. So you can see the timber's being hauled off, and we're going to start building the logging camp in these 2. Now really, I could have not placed the logging camp. These 2 are more important right at this moment. Okay, the logging camp is finished. And now, let's see. This is part of the diplomacy, which isn't really working yet. This is a conversation we would have with that lord who's claimed these 2 regions over here. But it's not really implemented yet, so there's no point in messing with it right now. I'm going to build a road. The roads are kind of free and fast, so I'm going to build a road here that connects. There, it connects this, just to give me kind of a spot to look at. And we'll put our housing very close so that we can be efficient and quick in building it. But okay, we've got a storehouse, so I'm going to put a couple of people on that so they can go start picking up our supplies. The rest of the folks are builders. This is just like Banished. You assign people to specific tasks, or the ones that are free are left to do building for you. So we're going to build right here and build our granary, and as soon as it's ready, okay, now our storage, no, we haven't picked up everything yet. We want to get everything picked up. Okay, there. Not quite done. Come on, guys, get it done. There. Now, we'll put everybody else on the granary because I want that stuff picked up. And 20, 10, and 10. I think we've gotten all our supplies. That's just food. Yes, good. So we can, for now, take these two off and have them be our builders. And what we want to get now is to secure our food source. So we want to go, let's see, build. Food. Okay, we want to take this road. We'll just build it right up to the edge of the area where the animals spawn. We're going to put a hunting camp right next to it. Now the hunting camp needs no resources. It's just a tent setup. And we'll get that built, and then we'll also want to get the berries. So we'll put let's just run a line. Let's run a nice line like this. We'll run it out here like so, and we'll put our berry gathering right here on that road and right close to the berries. So now you can see we've got our berries and our wild animal, our hunting, our gathering and our hunting, both kind of located where this granary can help out. And once we get all the food picked up, which is the big thing we wanted to get picked up, there we go. Now we've got, once they make that delivery up here,
this is heavier than it looks.
There we go. Now we've got all of our food picked up and delivered, so we can take. I'm going to leave one person on this, even though they, in a way, don't have anything to do right this minute. But I want to make sure when we set up our market, which we're going to do right now, that it's actually set up by our granary folks. So the same thing with the storehouse. I'm going to put somebody on the storehouse, and we are going to set up our marketplace here, and we're just going to have like a little tiny marketplace for now. So what we're doing, okay, this is worth explaining. There are certain buildings. See this little square here? The burgage plots, that's our homes, and the marketplace are two examples. I don't know if there are any others. I think that's it. Are they the only ones? Yeah, everything else has its own, that's implemented now, has its own setup. But these two, the burgage plot, our homes, and the marketplace, are, you can set them up and configure them, kind of shape them how you want. So you do that by setting the four corners of the building. So we're going to go pick our marketplace, and right across from this we're going to put a small little, what is that, 3? Beautiful. Okay, we're going to have a room for 3 stalls. See, available market stall locations 3, because there are only really 3 things we need to supply folks with: food, clothing, and firewood or fuel. So there we go. So there's our little marketplace area. I defined that right away because he has firewood, so he can go ahead and establish this stall. And he has food, so he can go ahead and set up a food stall for us. And that way our warehouses will be managing those stalls rather than the people who are doing the production. Because what we don't want is the berry picker, for example, picking berries and then taking it to the market. We want him constantly picking berries, and then we want the granary guy to go out here and grab the berries and bring them in and put them in the market or put them in storage. And the other reason, the big reason, besides just keeping this guy working, is that if he gets his spot filled up where he's getting close to the storage that he can put into the forage hut, he's going to stop working and start carrying the berries one at a time down here to the market or to the storage, whereas the guy in the granary can use a cart and haul 10 at a time, much more efficient. So let's go with that and see if we can't get a couple of stalls built. So we don't actually build them. See, this is the firewood stall, and it's been built. We can see it's been built. It's owned by this family right here. And when I talk about people, I'll say people a lot, but I'm really talking about families. So this is a family that is assigned to the storehouse. We have a family assigned to the granary, right? And now this family is running this firewood stall and taking the firewood they have in storage, and they'll put it into this firewood stall for folks to use. Nothing's in there now because we haven't built any houses yet. But I think we're about ready. Let's go ahead and get these built. And let's go ahead and get somebody. Let's get a couple of people on the logs. We're going to need timber. And we'll have one family build there. The forager hut has been built. So I'm actually going to go ahead. We're not going to staff it just yet. The forager hut has been built. We've got our two stalls here, and you can see right here our granary is running the one stall. And we've got those two guys that are kind of in a way doing absolutely nothing right this minute.
A fresh start.
That's okay. We've got one builder. The builder should build. Oh, this is already done. All right. So we built both of those key buildings. One builder. 1, 2, 3. All right. We're going to let this go. We're going to kind of let it go. We're not going to gather any food or anything until we have, I'd like to have 10 timber. So we're going to keep, actually we're going to go ahead and take the one extra one we have. We don't have any building right now. We're going to load up that timber, the logging camp. So the logging camp, you can see they pick up the logs, and the logging camp's a dual threat. It's both the production facility for the timber, and it's the storage for the timber. So the timber that we had laying on the ground, any extra, would have been taken up there for storage. And this hitching post is really tied and part and parcel part of the logging camp process. So we're going to actually move it. You can relocate it. So you would click on it and hit this relocate, and what it'll do is it'll tear it down and reuse the pieces to go up here, and we're going to put it right next to our logging unit. So, and we're going to need a worker for that. I guess we'll just, go ahead. Let's go ahead and move that. We could have waited on that, but I'd like to get it moved. So we have one worker, builder family that's going to go.
Come on.
Well, actually, he went up and got supplied. I want this built. Oh, it's already built. Good. Oh, that was fast. So how are we on the timber? Got 8. We don't need a builder, so we're going to go ahead and load that up again. Till we have 10 timber, then we're going to lay out our initial homes.
Come on, laddie.
So they're out cutting trees. Then the ox goes out and gets the timber. There we go. Now we're good. All right, so what we're going to do is actually shut this down for a minute. And then we're going to look at, I'd like to reserve some space around our storage area for our industry. So we have our industry very efficient, and our housing can be down away from that. So if we were to do, I'm just going to do, just to kind of visualize, I'm going to put one of the industries, like a tannery, which is an early one we will be building. I'm going to put one there and one there, just so I can make a road here, like this, and then I'm going to get rid of those. So what we've done is reserve some space for our industry, and now we're going to put our first housing in. And this is that same deal with the 4 plot points, so we're going to drag it out big enough to get us a kind of link to the road, and then we're going to go like this. Okay, we're shooting for 5 houses. So I'm going to right click and we'll go back and we need to make this longer. So I'm going to extend this road. In fact, I'm just going to build it right out to the Kingdom Road. Okay, then we can build our housing. Click, and then one, something like this. There we go, beautiful. Now you can see there we've got 5 houses and we've got 5 little plots behind it. So there's one with the diagonal, the bigger one with the diagonal, that's the actual house, and then the one that looks like a shed with tools in it, that's the work area for that house. We want the work areas as well as the housing, but it doesn't have to be quite that big, so let me go up. This thing's in the way. If we give 5 like that, there we go, like that, 5 with a small work area behind it, beautiful. That's going to be our initial housing. And we've got 3 families to work on building that housing, and we've got enough timber to get that done. So we should be able to fairly quickly build 5 houses and get these people into homes, because what's happening is our popularity is taking a hit from the homelessness every
Summer's coming soon, and soon the beating sun.
So let's get these people into houses quickly as we can.
Stay with his drink.
You notice that they're going out with the ox and dragging the timber in. They've already cleared all this out, so there's really actually nothing else they can do until that's finished. We could sneak 2 of them back into the logging camp for a minute and just keep one to make sure that we keep hauling the timber, because nothing's going to happen until that timber's out there. Now we could be building this one, but let's just let him drag all 5.
Can I stay with his drink?
And once he gets the 2 over here for this plot, but actually, wait. You guys go start building. Now that you've got materials, you should be able to go build these houses. There we go. There's our first house built.
But it have a certain jaunty angle to it.
And our second one.
I'll go deaf for all that hammering.
And our third one. Go. Now we have kind of hit our first goal, the very first early goal. We have set up our initial, what was a settlement. Now that the militia, we'll talk about that in a minute, but it's telling us we can form a militia, and we've gone now from being a settlement to a small village, and our next goal would be to become a medium village. And you can see what we need to do. 5 Burgess plots of level 1 and 2 of level 2. So 2 of those 5 need to be level 2 for us to move up to the next level. But the leveling is important because each time you do, you get a development point, which you can then use like this. We click on that, and we see this development, and we have policies, which we'll get into later, production, which hasn't been implemented, it looks like. So the development is kind of your research tree. It's how you kind of specialize your region or whatever. And you want to develop strategies based on what resources you have in abundance, and et cetera, et cetera. Now, they're set up like this. There's 4 different areas. There's the trade and commerce over here. There's kind of the blacksmith tools efficiency area down, armor, that kind of thing down here. There's the hunter-gatherer stuff here that improves your hunting and gathering and that kind of thing. And then there's the farming and animal husbandry, the agriculture stuff up here. We want to go, absolutely, capitalist that I am, we want to go trade logistics. That we're going to be using trade routes in order to make money for our village. For our region, and the trade routes have various costs, and they can be very, very pricey, hundreds of coins if you don't have this. But with the trade logistics, it only costs us 25 coin to open up each new trade route, and you need a new trade route for every good that you want to import or export. So we're going to get that, then we're going to target with our next development point, we're going to get this, which is better deals, which takes the tariff off of our imports and allows the imports and the exports to have the same price so that we can actually afford to import things if we choose to. Okay, so we've spent our first development point, we've seen that. Now we have a hole, another hole, and that would be firewood. So we've got our lumber working over here, and I think I'm going to put the firewood to start. I'm going to have him over there. I'll have him here. Okay, so the firewood is going to when I first started playing, I actually thought he was taking the timber and chopping it up. What he does, though, is he'll actually go out and cut down trees himself. He'll cut down a tree and then bring it over here, and then he will turn that into, chop it up into firewood. Now we need the firewood to heat the homes, and the firewood will end up going back here and going to this firewood stall run by our storehouse. Our storehouse will go out and get the goods and bring them back. All right, so let's just do that. Let's just put him out there. We could, well, I don't want to cut too close to the berries, but we can cut out a lot of this. I mean, we could put him right here and cut into this. As long as we don't get to the berry patch, we would be fine. Yeah, I think I like that better. So I'm going to demolish that. I'm just going to come in here. In fact, we'll just put put him right here for now. Make him close. It'll be easy to build. We've got 3 builders right this minute. We only need 1. Let's get 2 on this. We'll have 1 builder getting us some more timber, and have 1 builder get over here to the woodcutter's lodge. Have we started? Yeah, we're not even bringing in any food yet, are we? What's our food look like? Oh, we're out. Okay. All right. We'll gather. We'll hunt. And I'm going to drop one of you off. We'll keep those staffed. Drop those guys off so we have a builder. Alright, so now we're gathering berries and we're gathering meat.
The rain or snow is still blurred.
Alright, we've got our woodcutter's lodge. He'll go out here and cut trees. And we'll watch it, and if he gets too far out, we'll move him. We need to staff him too. We don't need to run out of that. So we're going to have, there we go. We're going to do that for a bit until we get some food going. Oh man, We need a lot of stuff. We could get by on one food to start with. Alright, you go out. Because I still want to build. I'd like to pick up. Well, I absolutely do not want to stunt the growth of this area, right? I think I'd like to do. Don't really need it, but I think we're going to put a road like this. And I think we'll do. I absolutely want to have at least one more burgage plot set up. So that if we are able to pick up another, that's two. Now that's an interesting one. That's one where you have a single plot, but you can have two occupants. And would I like one of those? Think about that. Could grow one. No, I really don't want that. I want. Keeps jumping to here. That will take it. Okay. So that'll actually give us two houses. It'll give us one to start with and an easy addition for another to live in that plot. So what we're working on now is our approval. You can see we've had homelessness problems, but now we won't have them. So recently, and it'll kind of slowly go away. So we're not, the homelessness issue's long gone. And what we're trying to do now, we need to set up food variety so that we can grow our popularity. So we've got hunter-gatherer. We really need, I want to get one more house built, and then once that's built, we'll start gathering berries. In fact, if I think about this, I'm going to switch you to gathering so that we can get the food variety, and then our next, once this house is built, we'll go over here and start chopping wood with that builder. We have the timber. Why don't we do this? Why don't we go ahead and expand it? So expand the living space. We'll go ahead and expand it. That'll give us room for this says 7. That's actually wrong. Right now we have 6, but once we expand it, we'll have 7. And that way we'll be able to take on a couple of new families if we get our popularity up, which isn't going to happen until we have both types of food coming in and available to everyone. So once we get this built, there we go. Now we should be able to put another house in. There we go. Now we've got room for 7 families. So we have space for a couple of new folks to join us. And so now we can start chopping the wood. So we've got somebody hunting, somebody gathering, somebody chopping wood, and people working in our granary and our storehouse. And as we get the popularity up,
come all, feast your eyes on our fine selection.
We'll kind of watch our fuel and think about, once we feel like we're happy with that. Yeah, we've got 5 months supply. Once we get up to maybe 6 months supply, we'll move somebody over to the logging company. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we just lost some pellets, the bandits. So we're going to take him off and go back here and start doing timber again. Because we want to build up timber so that we can expand. And we've got some other things we want to build for these folks. They want water access, they want a church, and they want clothing. And we'd like to get the clothing actually going pretty fast, but we just don't have enough people to do anything. And I personally really like keeping the granary and the storehouse staffed because it's just so much more efficient. Everybody, the woodcutter, the forager, the hunter are all much more efficient by having these staffed. We could take them off that and bump up, do logging or building or whatever, but I don't want to go that route.
This is heavier than it looks.
A lot of efficiency here. So you can see we're in the green now. So that means if you're over 50 or above, one family's going to move in each month. So we should get when this clicks over to July, we should get another family moving into our village. In fact, I'm just going to set this up. Oh, we already have somebody doing that. Is that right? Oh, yeah. I'm going to set up see this spinning? That means the next available will go there. And then I'm going to set this one spinning. The next available can go there. Anyway, that may or may not last, but we'll see. So we're getting good food variety. You can see here if we click on our market area, food cover variety is 100%, so everybody's getting food and everybody's getting fuel. Even this one is getting it. So we're in good shape there.
Firewood!
And once we click over to July, we should get another family. Now we drop down. But did we get one? Now that residual homelessness got us there, I think. There shouldn't be any this next time. We missed July. We should get August.
This is heavier than it
looks.
looks.
Another family. That's what we really, really want.
This is heavier than it looks.
In fact, I want to make sure they go on the logging camp. Oh, we've got one on the logging camp. But we want another one. We want to build up our timber. Well, we got it to 13. Isn't that something? Let's go. What do I want to do? I think I'm going to take those off, and we're going to build out. That's too small. That's too small. We don't have, What in the world? Let me try this again. It's going to force us into those kind of houses. Do I want those? I kind of don't. I think the road network here is messing me up somehow. I'm going to go into road and hit Alt while I click this and remove that road altogether. I think it's messing me up. Now let's see if we can't get a single, doggone it. If I link it to the road, there, that's what I want. I just want a house. So 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, yeah, that'll work. Let's build that. Now, recent was positive. We shouldn't get a negative. We should get a family coming in here.
But we all know what that means, don't we?
Bring this here, move that there, on and on.
Ah, we did, didn't we? Yes, we have 6 now. Yeah, family member joined one of the settlers. So we picked up a family now. Let's go at least one on the wood. Keep the building going. Alright, we have room for 10 people, 10 families, and we look at what they need. They need a well and water access and the clothing. Alright, so let's build the well. It's an easy one. We can put it, actually right here would probably be a good spot. Would it? Yeah. Okay. It doesn't matter that much where the well is, but we'll put it right there.
Come on.
It doesn't take a worker, so that's a good thing. Okay. Now we'd like to give them church access. So let's see what we need to build a church. Church is 5 timber, 20 planks, and 10 stone. We have everything but the planks. Now the planks, we have to build a saw pit to take the timber and turn it into into planks that we can then use for construction. So let's just put our we're going to be taking timber, so let's put it near the logging camp. We'll go right here, a saw pit, and we'll put it right there, I think.
Get to work!
All right, so we're probably,
Bring this here.
I think I'd like to get the church and get this next level up, and then we'll declare success on this episode. It's going pretty well. We're in August of our first year, so we've been playing March through August, and we've already got 10 Burgess plots, or Burbage, no, what are they called? Burgage plots set up, or Burgage plots. I'll have to look up how to say that. And we are, let's see, I think we want to, here, start making planks, okay, with our one available worker. We're not cutting any wood right this minute, and we're getting a little low, so we're going to have to watch that. How are we on timber? 9. To build our church, we need, that's kind of our next goal, is to build the church. We need 5, so we're good on that, so we don't have to have this guy right this minute. Why don't we move back to
Let's go, people.
cutting wood. what's this telling us? Oh, this needs to be fixed. This is the one irritating bug that I've run into over and over. The saw pit keeps telling us that it's full of stuff. It isn't full, right? The log storage is full, but it keeps counting the log storage as part of the message of what's wrong, and that's no good. It shouldn't be doing that, I don't think. But we're cool because this storehouse here will go get the planks that are in there. If we just watch this, let this run. Our storehouse, see there they go up there. So now if we look in here, see the planks are gone. And if we watch this guy's going to come down and put them into the storage. There they are, 5 planks. So we're going to run this until we have 20 planks. And, an bandit camp has been sighted. That's actually a good thing. Right out here, that's going to be a target for us probably in the next episode. But for right now, what we want to do is get our church built. We've got how many males? We only have 12 people who could go fight. That's not enough. We'd like to have the full 20 because we have, I think I said this, we have 20 large shields and 20 spears when we hit that first development stage. We were given that as part of the way this scenario plays out. So let's just watch this. Okay, we got our 20 planks. So now I'm going to stop this and we'll build our church. Okay. And the church, you want it kind of around them, but it doesn't have to be right in the middle of everything. We're going to put it down here, I think, on the Kingdom Road. That's a good location for it. I mean, we could put it right here. It'd be more efficient to build it right here, actually. That's in our industry, right here. But I don't want to leave that for more housing. I think we're going to put it right out here, like that, on the Kingdom Road. So people around the area can come to church if they want to. And we've got 2 builders. Do we want to... Yeah, let's go ahead and use 2. And we look at these folks and they're, they need the clothing too. And that absolutely needs to be done. Once we get the church done, which takes a while, it needs a lot of resources. Our fuel is pretty good. I'm going to take someone off the firewood for a minute to get us more builders. Almost there. We need a couple more stone, 1 more timber. There we go. 2 more stone and we can finish this off. There we go. We've got our church. And we're not going to staff it. We don't need to. Now we want to get our clothing industry. So what we do there, it's a little weird, but we're going to go to industry, we're going to go to tanner. We're going to put a tanner in here. We need 3 more timber. Okay, we'll staff the timber. We should quickly get 3 more timber. And I don't know if I talked about this or not. I don't think I have. These people don't actually go to the market to get their stuff. It just automatically goes to them. If we hover over this, you can see they're all getting food. And the firewood hasn't quite made it out to the far end, but that's okay. Nobody lives there. So we're getting... In fact, that's actually a comment on overbuilding. It's probably a bad idea. But our food variety is 100% because we're getting two types everywhere. But nobody here actually goes to the market. What happens is on regular cycles, the food is gathered up here. It's limited by how many houses you have. So the most we could have here is 9. You see the bread's down to 8. That's because we're running, that was our initial starting point and we're running out of it. And eventually we will run completely out. But you can see it's loading up 9 of the meat and 9 of the berries, and that's feeding our 9 houses. And then it'll reload for the next month and feed the 9 houses again. And they get it in priority from the closest to the market all the way back. So we could actually build a house all the way over here, and it would get its market goods and would work just fine. It would just be last in line to get them. So as long as we kept an abundance in the market, we could expand our city and go out wherever we want and not worry about proximity to the market. It's more important to have the market close to your goods so that you can easily keep them filled and keep everybody satisfied. If we tried to do it the way you'd think you'd want, market in the middle and houses around it, then it would be inefficient to try to get the goods there, and we would actually have a city that didn't, or a town or a village or whatever, or a village that didn't work as well as this one is. So that's an important concept to understand.
Come along, lad.
So we're still staying popular, we're still getting people in. Our food looks very, very good, even though they just stole some. How we got looking for how we got lots of hides, that's great. I wanted to build the tannery. Yeah, here we go. So we'll put the tannery right next to the storage so it'll be very efficient. It'll be able to get the hides it needs that are held in here. Right there they are, 40 of them. It can get the hides and turn that into leather, and leather is considered a level 1 clothing item. And that's what these folks want. They want some basic clothing. Okay, now let's get somebody in the tannery. And let's get a second person here. I want a second person here because I want this stall to be run. There's the stall. Now who's running it? He's not. Okay, don't want this. So I'm going to unassign this person. Run this for a second. And I'm hoping that the stall, that's abandoned. We need to make some clothing. Okay, go back in there. Make some clothing. What I want the storage yard to run the stall. I don't want... I don't want the tannery. So if we have it, if we have some leather in there, unassign him. Then I'm hoping that this guy will pick up that stall. You will, won't you?
Let's get to work.
Run the stall, buddy. I wish they had a way you could just mark it and say, I want this stall. Run. Oh, there. Now he's picked it up. Good. Now we can put our worker back in here to the tannery. Now we've got all 3 of our stalls run by our storage. That's the way we want it. And if we look at these guys, now they're getting everything they need. and we can upgrade. So let's do that. We need to upgrade 2 plots to level 2. So we're going to take the 2 closest to the market and go 1 and 2, and we'll let that run. Oh, we need a builder to make that happen. We'll pull one off of this. Okay.
We all know what that means, don't we?
Okay, there's a level 2. And once this one gets done, then we will have moved
Who
from
approved this
small
construction
village to
plan?
medium
A blind
village.
man or a fool? Or perhaps a blind fool?
The field here look a dream. So
So we've
dark.
got 9 and we only have 10 head space, so we're going to have to think about more housing here very, very soon. But right now we're going to finish off this episode by making this level up. There we go. Now we have attained a medium village, and you can see what we need now for our next development would be, we need 1 more Burgess plot, level 1, and then we need to take 3 more of these and upgrade them to level 2. We'll worry about that next time. We can see our fuel's a little low. We need to get somebody on the fuel, and there we go. That's a pretty good start. It's November. We're still in our first year. We've got our church. We've got an efficient working engagement going here. We've got people with food, clothing, shelter, some food variety and what have you. And now we can see there's some more things that they want in order to move up to the next level. But we're keeping people satisfied, and we're off to a pretty good start. And the next episode, we'll get into some trade and probably some combat and all kinds of cool stuff. Hope you join us. I hope you're liking this. If you want to see more, please hit that like button and add a comment if you'd like to see more of this. I'm enjoying it. I'm going to keep playing it any way you look at it, but if you're enjoying it, that just makes it that much better. So let me know in the comments, and we'll see you next time.